Hi everybody. Sorry for the delay in starting the video. There were a lot of problems, a lot of issues with technology. Anyways, okay. So we will wait for another couple of minutes, maybe for some people to join, and then we will start. Okay. You all can see me and hear me, that's fine. Alright, so let's begin. We are already late, so let's not delay more. First of all, happy International Yoga Day to all of you. My name is Smitha Hegde. I am from Bangalore. I learn, teach and practice yoga, and of course running and trekking have been my passion. So as we all know, 21st of June is celebrated as International Yoga Day all over. It's the 5th year that we are celebrating, and the purpose of this day is to promote yoga, to spread awareness about the importance and effects of yoga on the health of people. Naveen has me here today to stress about yoga with a perspective of trekking and running. Alright, thank you Nomads, and thanks to Naveen for having me here for this. What is yoga? Yoga means different things to different people. It has a lot of definitions, many definitions at different levels based upon your expertise, your interest, your exposure, your experience and your needs. But today I would like to refer to yoga more in terms of physical fitness, about physical awakening, your mind and body balance, your peace of mind, and all about breathing and stuff like that. So it is a word, yoga is a word derived from a Sanskrit word. It means union of body, mind, soul and breath. So with this being said, let's begin with how we can use yoga to make our trekking experience better, to make our running experience better. So when you're talking about trekking, what is trekking? Trekking, as we all know, it is an outdoor sport, an outdoor activity that involves a major muscle groups used repeatedly over time for a longer duration, depending upon the kind of trek that you're going on. If you're going on a shorter trek, it's for a lesser number of time, lesser number of days. Longer treks use it for more number of days. So depending upon that, you are training yourself, you're training your fitness level, and to all of these treks, no matter how short they are or how long they are, the most important thing is to be really fit, to take care of your fitness, to be on top condition with respect to your fitness. We're using so many muscles when you're talking about trekking, when you're going on a trek. It's not just that you pack your bag and you go. There's a lot of preparation that is needed, mentally, physically, emotionally. A lot of practice needed. So when you're talking about a trek, the kind of muscles that we use, obviously we are using our leg muscles, our legs, the quads, the hamstrings, your calf muscles, your feet, your ankles, all of it. You're using your core muscles, you're using your back muscles. They are used to support you in keeping your body upright, in keeping you aligned, in preventing you from hunching back. You know, when you're moving up, you're moving down, you have your backpack, so you're hunching. So your strong core and your strong back will prevent you from doing that. You're using of course, your shoulders, your neck muscles, because most of the treks require you to carry heavy backpacks. You're using your hiking poles and whatnot. So you're basically again using your upper body completely, you're using your lower body, you're also using your chest muscles, you're overworking your chest muscles when it comes to breathing. You're also using your nervous system, because balance and coordination is so important in our trekkings. So basically what we're trying to say is it's a full body workout kind of a thing where every part of the body is engaged in some way or the other. And yoga does help you exactly in maintaining, conditioning and keeping your body fit, keeping your body upright, keeping your body in tune to what is needed from you, in your upcoming treks. And what are the kinds? I mean, when you're doing yoga, you can ask, how can yoga benefit me in my trek? Or how can, doing asana practice or doing a pranayama practice or a meditation practice, how will that affect me in my trekking journey? Yeah, it's a lot to do. When you're practicing yoga, and again, let me stress upon one point, that it is not about, for example, you're going on a trek next month, so you want to jump into doing yoga, from now. You're giving like 2 weeks time and 3 weeks time, and you do a few things and you're expecting drastic change. No, that is not going to happen. Maybe it will help you in some ways, but then if you really want to see a lot of change in yourself, in the way you're experiencing your trek, if you want it to be more pain-free, I would strongly recommend you to keep this practice as a continuous one. Not for 1 month, not for a few weeks, but all through the year, whether you're trekking or not, whether you're running or not, yoga should be with you every single day. It needs to be with you. It's like almost like brushing your teeth. So yes, how does it help your how does it help trekkers? It helps you to reduce your chances of injury. It helps you to reduce the chance of getting sore. It builds up your strength and stamina, because you need that to to move forward, to go forward, and you want to maneuver the trails effortlessly, painlessly. So you want the strength and the stamina. Of course, yoga gives you that, and you want to build strength to carry your backpacks like 10 kgs, 12 kgs, or whatever that you're carrying. You need strength. So of course, yoga also gives you the strength, the breathing, the mind and body coordination, the balance part, and of course the most important thing that all of us dread when we talk about trekking in high altitudes is the AMS. So to some point, yoga, of course, the pranayama and the breathing techniques that we practice really helps in maintaining or managing your AMS. So that being said, now if you were going to ask me what are the kind of postures that I need to do to help myself in in my trekking journey, or what is a plan, what is the class plan, or what I need to focus upon, I would say if I'm going on a trek, I'm going to be working a lot on my forward bends, forward folds. It's going to open up the complete backside of my legs, and it's going to open my mind. It's going to make my mind more free. I would work a lot on squatting like Utkatasana, the chair pose. I would do both, holding it for some time and then repeating it. So I would repeat it multiple number of times in my practice. I would include a lot of warrior positions, all the Virabhadrasanas. It could be Virabhadrasana 1, Virabhadrasana 2, Virabhadrasana 3. These postures not only help me strengthen my legs, strengthen my hips, but they also give me a feeling of being strong, being confident, being brave. So that is so important. It works directly on your mind. It is so important that you're mentally strong while you're doing your trek. And apart from that, yes, a lot of pigeon postures, all the variations of pigeon postures, because I want to train my hips. I would want to include low lunges like Ardha Chandrasana, because I need my hip flexors to be strong and trained, because they are the ones that are going to help me to move forward. And then glutes, of course, I'm going to be working on a lot of postures that's going to help me keep my glutes stretched and strengthened. And of course, apart from all of this physical postures and asanas, I would like to stress so much on breathing. In my practice, every day, whether or not I'm preparing for a trek, whether or not I'm preparing for a run, I would include a lot of breathing. When I talk about breathing techniques and breathing training in preparation for a trek, I mean, why would I want to do that? Because as you all know, I'm sure all of you are better trekkers and more experienced trekkers than I am. But what I have seen is, or what I've heard is that as you go higher, the air only gets thinner, which means the oxygen molecules in the air is much less. So that makes me work more hard to take in the same quantity of air or oxygen that I would if I am at a lower altitude. So that puts my chest muscles in a lot of stress, because I'm working my chest muscles, I'm working my respiratory system, my lungs doubly hard. So I would like to be prepared. I do not want to give my respiratory system a shock when I go on higher altitudes. In my regular practice, I would definitely want to include a lot of breathing practices that will help my respiratory system be ready for any challenges that I will face on my trek. Having said that, okay, what are the kind of breathing practices that you would want to do? A lot of deep inhalations, belly breathing, forceful exhalations, alternate nostril breathing, and of course clearing of your nasal passages. So all of these are wonderful in preparing your body, preparing your breath to take over the challenges. Apart from all of this, there's one all-time favorite of mine that is so fantastic, that is a superb way of strengthening your complete respiratory system, is diaphragmatic breathing. As you all know, a diaphragm is a muscle. It's somewhere over here. It's a muscle that separates your thoracic cavity from your abdominal cavity. So that is the strongest breathing muscle that we have. So strengthening your diaphragm muscle only means you are strengthening, or you're making your breathing more and more efficient. So I would include a lot of it in my practice. Whether or not I'm going on trekking, whether or not I'm going on running, if I'm doing this continuously, I'm always prepared. I really don't need to do an exclusive trekking training program. So do about 5 minutes every day or 10 minutes every day. That is more than enough. That will really help you. So this is about your breathing techniques. This is about your asana practice with respect to trekking. Apart from this, of course, regular practice of yoga always makes you stronger. It makes you mentally really tough. What I've heard from a lot of my friends, from fellow trekkers, is that the last stretch of your trek, or the last few days, or the last few kilometers, or the last part of your trek is more of a mental challenge than a physical one. So a lot of people, I've heard stories where you're almost there near the summit, but then something just brings you down. It may be some problem, your AMS problem, or physically you're not okay, or mentally you're not sound, or something. So it is a lot to do about your mental strength as well. So conditioning your mind also matters. So it is an all-round development. It's an all-round system where you're conditioning your entire body, mind and breath to face all the challenges that you may encounter while you're on a trek. This is about trekking. The next, about running. Running again. Now this is something so repetitive. You're using big muscles. To be more precise, you're using 5 major muscle groups. Your quads, hamstrings, glutes, hips, core and abdominals. So using them repeatedly for a long period of time. And the pounding effect that it has on your legs, on your feet is so much. On an average 1 mile run would put your feet on the ground about, say, it pounds 1,000 times, each of them. Now you can imagine the kind of effect that it can have on your back, and that is why most of us runners experience back pain, tightness in the hamstrings, the problem in the knees, problem in your hips. And most of the time, the problem is not because of running. Running as it is does not cause problems. These aches, these pains, these issues arise because of imbalances that are created due to running. If you have a structure, if you're structurally balanced well, then you're able to run well without many issues, without many pains, aches or injuries. But if there is any kind of imbalance that is created or instability in your body, then that results in all kinds of problems. And usually a typical runner will experience pounding, tightening of muscles, shortening of muscles, and less of restoration, less of loosening, less of lengthening. So when there is a lack of opposing movement in your body, what happens is your body is creating that extra effort to balance out. And that extra effort is putting a lot of pressure on your joints, on your muscles, thus creating issues or problems or injuries. And that is why a regular balanced yoga practice comes in picture. When you're practicing, it is not only about getting into a physical shape. Yoga is not just that. Your breath is moving your body. You're coordinating your breath along with your body. So that is why it is more of a mind practice, it's more of a breath practice. And then of course a lot of balancing stretches, the coordination that happens when you move from one posture to another. So all this really brings a kind of stability, a kind of balance in your body, and then you're able to run for longer, run for harder, and then for many, many more years to come. So yes, and the kind of postures that you would want to do to help your running is more or less what you would do when you're trekking, like all the lunging postures, all the squatting postures. Then you do a lot of cobra to help your back, the bhujangasanas, and then the core strengthening postures, dandasana, chaturanga dandasana, and your vasishtasana. So all these are planking postures that really help you build your core strength. And yes, of course, again the diaphragmatic breathing and a lot of other pranayama breathing. It could be your kapalbhati, ujjayi, your alternate nostril breathing. All of this, they have an effect. Because again, like the trekkers know about the last part, the summit part where it's your mind working. I'm sure the marathoners here will agree that the last few kilometers you don't run with your legs, you're running with your mind. So your mind also needs to be extremely, extremely strong to deal with all of this, because it's a lot of physical stress. Running is a lot of physical stress, so you need to deal with it in so many different ways. Mindlessly running, mindlessly putting your body into this kind of a stress is no good. Do yoga, and when you are doing yoga, again, yoga and running is like a marriage between strength and flexibility. They complement each other. When I say complement each other, also when you're training, say you have a very hectic training, you have an intense training today, you're running for 3 hours or 2 hours, or you're running a longer distance, then I would like to go slow on my yoga practice. Maybe I will just do a few, a few relaxation postures, a few breathing, and maybe meditation. And a day where my running is very easy, I just run say for half an hour or 3 to 5 kilometers, then I would add a little more intense postures into my practice. Maybe I will work more on my strength. I will work more on holding the postures for a longer time. And there are days when I don't run at all. And those are the days when I want to use it completely for a proper full-fledged yoga practice, concentrating not only on the muscles that I use when I run, but also those unused group of muscles which I don't use while running. So that is where cross-training comes into picture. So yoga is a wonderful cross-training method for runners like us. And what else can I think of? Yes, yoga also brings in that feel-good feeling that we all are looking for. The happiness, the joy, and awareness. When you're practicing, you need a lot of awareness. I'm sure a lot of yoga practitioners here who listen to this can agree to this, that it is not just about getting into a posture mindlessly. It's not a gymnastic thing. It's a lot of awareness needed, a lot of movement, coordination, breath, mind. Everything it's like a unit, so that I call it a union. So all this is needed. And in the process, what are you building? You're building body intelligence. You're building body intelligence which recognizes those body signals. Body signals can be anything. It is telling you, it is like understanding that, okay, now my body is telling me to stop. My body is asking me to push more. My body wants rest. So how do I know? How do I understand those signals that my body is sending me? Only if I am sensitive, I can understand. Most of the times we fall sick or we get injuries because we are not able to analyze what our body is trying to tell us. So that is where body intelligence comes into picture. So mindful practice of yoga really helps you build that body intelligence. You become more sensitive, you respect your body a little more, you know when you want to stop, you know when you want to rest, you know what to do exactly when. So again, it's not just mindless, pounding here and there, mindless power-driven exercises. It is a lot to do with your mind, it is a lot to do with your breath, it's a lot to do with so many other things that is happening inside your body. So with this, I would like to say that please get on the mat. This is a great day to begin. Even if it is just 2 days a week or 3 days a week, it's alright. Find yourself a good teacher. It is very important to find yourself a teacher who understands you, understands your body, and gives you what you want. So find yourself that person, get on the mat, get your practice going. Until then, stay safe, and I hope to meet you all on some trek, on some run, or some yoga event. Yes, until then, please do yoga. And again, sorry for all these technical things that happened and I could not come on time. Yeah, finally I'm here. Anyway, I thought I'm too shattered to speak, but then somehow I managed. Not a good speaker, but anyway, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a great day.